If you could change any choice you have ever made, would you? You can always make another choice and change the course of your success. Everyone has the potency to make inspired choices. Get ready to listen, share, and experience the creativity that is you. Now, here is the host of the Inspired Choices Show, business optimization expert, Christine McIver.
That's me. I'm your host, Christine McIver, here on the Inspired Choices Show on the Inspired Choices Network. That's right. They're both the same names because I created both of them. We're going to have a fun night tonight. We're going to be talking about how to create an impactful business. So how many of you are out there right now? You are also entrepreneurs. You really do want to have an impactful business, and you've been really wondering or trying to figure out how. How do I do that with the funds that I have, with the connections that I have right now? Well, I've got a lot of tips for you tonight. I'm going to be sharing with you, and I am going to be bringing in as much as I possibly can to contribute to you and to your business. It's actually not as difficult as it seems, and you might be surprised. So I would love for you to join us live. You can ask your questions, and you can interact with us in the chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. And so I would love to hear what you're looking for to create in your business so we can integrate that into tonight's show. Now, before we jump in, I want to tell you a little bit about who I am. I am a business optimization coach. I work with entrepreneurs to really optimize what it is that they're desiring to do and what it is that they are doing in their business, showing them the great assets that they can be adding to their business and how to leverage the current assets that they have. So if you are someone that really is looking for support, really someone that is you're looking for someone that will not only support you, but guide you and maybe even challenge you to that next level, I would love to hear from you. You can send me an email, Christine@inspiredchoices.ca, or send me a message on social media. I'm on all the platforms. All right. So let's get to tonight's show, how to create an impactful business. So with all the voices competing to be heard in the marketplace today, it can be challenging to make your voice and the message of your business heard above the rest. Would you agree? To connect with your ideal client and ensure that you're making the kind of impression that will lead to mutually beneficial business relationships, you require a strong voice and impactful business. And you can't be the best kept secret while doing that. So in this episode is packed with practical wisdom and actionable steps that will lead you toward the mindset and strategies necessary to create that impactful business that you've been desiring. So thank you for everyone that's joining the chat room. I'm so glad that you're here. And I really am excited to share this show because this is something that, I started my business 15 years ago, and I didn't know anything. I was kind of learning on the go. Yes, I came from an entrepreneurial background, but what I was doing was very different. The background in my family was construction. Everybody was in construction. My father was a construction person. He built fencing and guide rail in Northern Ontario. My brother did the same business. Brother-in-laws had concrete businesses. So everybody was in their own businesses. But when I started my business, I had the spirit, but I wasn't using the same methodology. So I needed to learn a lot about what was going to work for me. And it was a bit of a challenge because I didn't know about really what it was going to take. I didn't have the tools to learn. So I was learning on the go. And the great thing today is there's a lot of resources out here where you can take advantage of learning and growing. And most especially having a business coach is one of the things that you can actually choose to add to your business so that you can move forward to have an impactful business even faster. So the very first thing, so I've got a list of 10 items. I'm not sure if I'm going to get through them all tonight, but I do have a list of 10 items. So we will be going through each one of those as much as we can, very thoroughly. So the very first thing, and if you know me, you're going to go, of course, this is what she said. You need to be having pleasure and joy in what you do. Why is that connected to being an impactful business, Christine? Because if you are not having joy, if you are not having pleasure, You are not vibrating with the energy that is attractive. When you are in joy and in pleasure, you become a magnet. You become a magnet of people wanting to be around other people that are in joy. If you know people that are in business and they're grumpy and they're complaining and they're putting up the victim energy all the time, is that attractive to you? Is that something that really creates an impact in their business? Or is that something that actually, has people retreat from working with them? When you are in joy and you are enjoying what you are doing, not only are you attractive, but you are having so much more fun and your creativity will rise. So if you're someone that is desiring to get new ideas for your business, if you're someone that is looking to maybe create new products, different types of services, your creativity channel needs to be open, and it will be shut down if you are not in joy. It will be shut down if you are in worry and complaining. And that is actually going to not only stop people from being with you, but it's going to stop you from even wanting to create in your business. So the joy is creating an impactful business. I want you to remember this. Creating an impactful business is for you first. It's always for you first. And then it's for your clientele second. The impactful business, creating an impactful business contributes to you. And then it starts to go out and contribute to the world. So it's essential that joy is one of your major targets in your business every single day. And of course, we all have difficult days. Oh, I had one of those days yesterday. It was like, oh my God. And my very good friend Karen helped me because I was I was all over the place. It was one of those customer service nightmare situations, and it was really impacting my day. And it was, under the gun at producing something. And so it was very, very difficult. And when those days are going to happen, because the fact of the matter is that we're not always going to be in that super high joy space. But here's the thing. When you have those moments, when you have those impactful moments of really wanting to take you out of joy, you've got to, first of all, take care of yourself. Most especially take care of yourself. Ask for support from someone else, and then go back and really align yourself with what it is that you desire to do in your business. So when you have those off days, take some space and then ask yourself, is this something that I still want to be doing? And honestly, you need to have some space between the difficult time and when you ask that question. But when you understand that that is an outside force that I dealt with yesterday, as an example, when you understand that's an outside force, that doesn't impact or doesn't have to impact you and your business for long term. So do take that space, but always, always come from the space of joy. Is this providing joy? Am I enjoying what I'm doing? Do I desire to have even more joy? Am I committed to having even more joy? Those are questions that are so, so important. So joy has to be number one, my friends, has to be number one. The next thing, in order for you to create an impactful business, is you must become an expert in your field. Now, if you're new in your business and you're just starting out and you're just starting to learn to grow, understand that it will come when you decide to be committed, when you decide to continue to educate yourself. Really, you want to come from that space of a continuous learner. Do you thirst for learning? Now, there is a time, and I've been there, and I've seen so many other people that I've coached been there, where they are trying to grab on to all of the information and trying to grab on to all of this class is going on and that class is going on, and I want to take that course. I want to do this. It's like you can get into information overload, and it can actually slow your business down and get you into a space of, one, fear of missing out, right? That old FOMO. And two, it can get you into the space of, I'm not good enough. Look at all the stuff that I don't know yet. And you can go down this rabbit hole of judging yourself that you really are not valuable, a valuable business or a valuable business owner. And that simply is not true. There is always going to be more opportunities to learn. There are always going to be people that know more in an area than you do. That's okay, because there are also going to be people that don't know as much as you know, that aren't as much of an expert as you are. And those are the people that you want to be speaking to. Understand that having the thirst for learning and desiring to grow is fantastic. But please make sure you keep that in check. Make sure you keep that in balance, because I've seen a lot of people put off stepping forward and creating their business, creating their impactful business, making decisions because they felt like, oh, I need this education. I need this education. I need this education. The truth be told, you don't need anything, but it is going to grow you into an expert. Now, you don't have to be an expert to start your business. What you need to start your business is joy and determination. To have an impactful business is where you want to become an expert in your business. And that is going to happen over time as you continue to grow yourself, as you continue to educate yourself, and you continue to say yes and keep that determination growing again and again and again. So the first two is joy and education, right? Really becoming that expert. So very, very important. Now, if you were with us last week, this is not going to surprise you, because in order to have an impactful business, we need to have systems in place. We absolutely have to have systems in place. And we talked all last week all about systems. And when you have the systems in place, when you have a structure, all right, when you have things that need to be done at a certain time and you're following a plan, you can be more successful because you're not running around like a chicken with your head cut off. You're not in constant reaction mode, which is exhausting. It's mentally taxing, and it can really take up a great deal of time from your productivity. It can also put out the energy that you're disorganized, that you're not really someone that a customer or a client can depend on. Having systems in place is going to support you putting out the energy that you are an expert as well. So that one tip actually adds to the second tip, right? Those systems are there to support you to grow your business. And when your business is growing, while you personally are growing with your expertise, that's where you're moving in the direction of making that impact in your business for yourself, for your bank account, and for your clients. So absolutely 100%, you need to have those systems in place. Now, I would really like you to go back and listen to that show. I don't have the name of it off the top of my head. We will definitely get that for you. But that show was on May the 24th, 2023. And listening to that show, I really went into full detail about all the different types of systems that you want to have in place that are going to support you, that are going to really feel fantastic. Because when you have those systems in place and you feel supported, you're going to relax. And when you're relaxed, you open up to receive even more possibilities, even more creativity, and even more clientele in your business. Thank you, Sarah, my producer. The last week's show was called Systems, Bringing Order to Chaos in Business. That is so important. You cannot be an impactful business if you are chaotic. I'll never forget, I had a boss this one time, and he had a fairly large office for himself. He had a really large desk, and he had two big chairs big, beautiful leather chairs. He had a big credenza, and the entirety of all of those surfaces were piled up with stacks and stacks of filing folders and books, and the floor was practically covered as well. No one had confidence in his ability because he was constantly in chaos. We don't want that to be you. We want people to have confidence in you. And the most important person that we want to have confidence in you is you. That's extremely important. So we are up for our first break of this show. We're just getting started with all of the things that you can do starting today to create an impactful business. So don't go away. We'll be right back. You're listening to Inspired Choices on the Inspired Choices Network. I'm Christine McIver, and I'll be here right after these commercial breaks.
Many of us make choices based on our past experiences or based on what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join the Inspired Choices show with business optimization expert Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know, but may not choose, that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back. She brings all her expertise to every show. Are you ready to create and live the life you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with business optimization expert Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine at inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, my friends. I am so happy that you are here. And I'm so happy that we're doing tonight's show because I know that there's a lot of you out there that are desiring to make a great impact in your business, in the world, maybe in your family's lives, maybe in your bank account, maybe just having pleasure knowing that you have created something fantastic. So one of the biggest things that came to mind while we were on break is, when we talk about impactful business, are we talking about doing a stunt, having some kind of a stunt, or are we talking about having a long-term impactful effect on our business, something that we can depend upon? So, sometimes people do these really crazy stunts, and I'm trying to get something so I could show you what some people do. So you'll see people do these crazy stunts in their businesses because they want to make an impact. So this is one of the things that I use. If you're watching on video, if you haven't seen it, you got to come over and see it. This is something that I use just to have fun and play. But this is not something that I do all of the time to try to get attention. So creating an impactful business is not about trying to get attention. It's not about trying to really get your eyes on your business in a way that shocks people, right? It's not about that. And there are businesses out there where people do that. They are, but I don't think the average business person wants to be doing that. What you want to be doing is you want to be making a foundational shift in your business, that you have an impactful business that is contributing in the world, whether it's products or it's services. You want to be doing something that not only makes an impact, but leaves a legacy. Creating an impactful business leaves a legacy. When you're creating an impactful business, you also impact others. It's not just about what I'm sharing tonight. It's also about what you contribute to the world, what you contribute to other people when you create an impactful business. One of the things that I can say with absolute confidence is I watched my father in his own business become successful, become an expert in his field, and he was making an impact in the world with what he did. And then people started to come to him for support. And then he started to make an impact in their lives. There were a lot of the workers who were men. There were a lot of the men that came to him and they wanted to start their own business. And my father, because he had the education, because he had the experience, because he had the years of knowledge on what he did, he made an impact on them so that they desired to also become independent and to create something themselves. And that was something that he started to impact with other people. He helped many, many, many men start their own business in construction. And, when he passed away, a lot of people came and talked about the difference that he made in their lives. He left a legacy, and that legacy goes on today in their families. And if they've passed those businesses on to their children and so on and so forth. So creating an impactful business is also contributing to creating your legacy, and your legacy can live on through your family, or maybe through people that you sell your business to. It doesn't necessarily have to be your family. And you know what? The very cool thing is when you make an impact in the world and people are watching you, because people are watching you, and that's okay. Sometimes people will watch from afar and they will maybe be wishing that they were you. Maybe they'll be wishing that they have what you have, or maybe they'll just be learning from you without you even knowing. That's okay. Right? You're making an impact oftentimes without even knowing who you are impacting. And that's a major contribution in the world. So I want you to remember that when you're coming from joy, you're putting out that vibration of people that are desiring more joy. When you are putting your systems in place, and you become an expert in your field, you are standing up, you're rising up, you're standing taller with your confidence about you. And that's another thing that is so very, very important. In order for you to have an impactful business, in order for you to even get to this space of creating an impactful business, you must hone your self-confidence. You must learn to believe in yourself. You must learn to honor who you are and the things that you create. If you do not have confidence in who you are, that's not to say you don't have to be scared too. But if you do not have confidence in who you are, if you do not know that you have your own back, that's being confident with who you are. If you do not know that you will continue every day to take another step forward and take another step forward, you're not going to have the confidence to be able to create an impactful business. So it is paramount that you do the many, many things that are going to create confidence. And what are some of the things that really can help you create confidence? Some of the things are, first of all, acknowledging who you are in the world, what you bring to the world, and what you create each and every day. If you're not new to this channel, you'll know that I talk about celebration a lot. We need to be celebrating again and again, each and every day, what we accomplish. Celebration, especially for an entrepreneur, is oh my goodness, is food for your soul. That celebration is the entrepreneur's food for their soul. Celebration is the way that you build your confidence, where you acknowledge the wonderful things, the great things, the good things that you did each and every day. Keep a celebration journal, keep a celebration bulletin board, do whatever it takes to write down what you accomplish every day. Most of us, we've been programmed, our minds are programmed to look for the problem, i.e. to survive, right? And we're always looking for the problem. What can I solve? What can I solve? What can I solve? There's nothing wrong with being someone who can solve things. I solve things all day long. I'm really great with technology and I'm really great with systems. So I solve that if there's challenges, but I also celebrate, and I want to invite you to celebrate so that we can rise your level of confidence in yourself. Of course, this is not about being arrogant. This is about being confident to stand up and say, you know what? I'm good at what I do. I know that I will be there. I know that each and every day I will have my own back. You giving off the air of confidence has another person trust in you, has your clients and your clientele learn to trust in you. When they begin to trust in you, they want to work with you. They want to hire you. And that is exactly the direction we want to be going in our own businesses. So absolutely, we have to have confidence. It's so, so critical. You have to be willing. Here's another one. You have to be willing to stretch yourself. If you want to have an impactful business, you have to be willing to stretch yourself. You have to be willing to do some things that scare you. You don't want to always do the same thing over and over. We don't want to get comfortable. A comfortable business is not an impactful business. With all of the changes in the world, and the changes are happening faster and faster and faster, we as business owners must stay ahead of the curve if we're going to continue to grow, continue to create an impactful business. And that's why it's so, so important that we are actually willing to scare ourselves a little bit, do some things that freak you out a little bit, do some things that you didn't think you would ever do. For a lot of people, it's going on video. For a lot of people, it's putting their voice out in the world and having a show like this one, and having a show like many of our other hosts do on the network. That scares most of us when we first started. It scared me. I cried for the first 15 minutes of my first show, which still is very funny, but I remember that moment very, very well. I scared myself, but I also stretched myself. At the end of that show, I could say very confidently, I did it. I stuck with it. No matter what, I stuck with it. And that was a moment of celebration for me. So are you willing to scare yourself? Are you willing to stretch yourself in directions you never even imagined? Are you willing to look outside of your comfort zone and say, you know what? I'm going to give that a try. I'm going to try that, even if it freaks me out a little bit, right? That's the way that you create an impactful business, because you're growing, you're staying ahead of the curve, and you're challenging yourself. And my friends, creating an impactful business has more to do with you personally than it does with the business. But of course, there are aspects that do have to do with the business for sure. But stretching yourself is so, so important. It is the part of you personally growing and personally discovering even more possibilities within yourself. And when you stretch yourself and you can say, I did it. I cried for the first 15 minutes. I scared myself. I tripped walking up the stage, whatever it is. But you can say, I followed through. You raise your level of confidence because you look at it and you go, I did it. I did it. And then the next time, it's not going to be as scary. The next time you're going to be able to say, I know I can do this. I might be a little scared, but I know I can get on the other side of this. Absolutely. So scaring yourself will actually raise up your joy. It will raise up your self-confidence, and it will raise up the business opportunities that are going to come your way. It's so important that we challenge ourselves. How many of you out there have a challenge? Since I've been talking about this, how many of you out there have a challenge that you know has been in front of you, that you've been thinking about, but you've been too scared to take action on? I would love for you to tell me what it is. I'd love for you to just even say, yes, I have one. Would you be willing? Would you be willing to actually acknowledge that there's something that's scaring you, that you are now ready to even just look at and acknowledge? Oh, we have one person in the chat room says, yes, I have one. I love it. I love it. And oh, yeah, we have two people in the chat room who are both saying, yes, I do. That's fantastic. Celebrate even that you have something that's scaring you, because you know what that means? That means that you have a greater desire in you that is asking to come forth. And that, my friends, that is also something that's going to create an impactful business. All right, we are up to our second break of the show. You are listening to Inspired Choices. I'm your host, Christine McIver, here on the Inspired Choices Network. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Many of us make choices based on our past experiences or based on what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join the Inspired Choices show with business optimization expert Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know, but may not choose, that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back. She brings all her expertise to every show. Are you ready to create and live the life you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with business optimization expert Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine at InspiredChoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Oh, welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining tonight. Now, if you've just joined us, we are talking about how to create an impactful business. And I've already gone through about 5 different items. So you definitely want to go back and listen to the first segments because they are really the beginning stages of creating an impactful business. We're going to jump into the rest of it in just a minute. If you are someone out there who has a message that you want to take to the world, if you're someone that is desiring to no longer be that best kept secret, I want you to reach out to me. Let's talk. Let's talk about what we can do to, first of all, bring some of your desires forward and to create you a beautiful show that has you create an omnipresence across the internet so that you can really grow that business into an impactful business. We have a number of locations left on our docket for new shows, and we are looking for some people that are ready to take their voice to the next level. So send me an email, Christine at InspiredChoicesNetwork.ca. Christine at InspiredChoices.ca. And I would love to have a conversation with you. Let's see what is possible. And if you know someone that you believe should have their own show, that would be amazing having their own show, do talk to them about that as well. As I said, we have opportunities open and available. And, who knows? Just a few months from now, you might be on an entirely different avenue with you and your business. All right, let's get back into the show. So we have already talked about having joy and being in the energy of joy with your business. We talked about becoming an expert and getting that education and knowledge that you need to grow yourself. Along with the education is you need the experience as well. So you need to be actually practicing and doing your body of work and learning about yourself, because that's how we grow ourselves, is through the actual experience of our work. We need to have great systems in place so that they will support us to grow. They will support us to be organized. Then we also need to learn to stretch ourselves, right? Stretching ourselves to do something new and actually scaring ourselves. Those are two different things. So stretching yourself might be learning new skills. Scaring yourself might be doing something you never thought you could do. The next one is you definitely want to get support. And one of the biggest things that I wish I'd have done sooner in my business is I wish that I had have hired a coach sooner in my business so that I would have actually been able to grow my business and have the impact in my business that I wish I could have done sooner than I did. Right now, I'm very pleased with where I am in my business and growing even more. And I do know that if I'd had a coach when I first started, I would have grown my business 3 times faster at the very, very least. So that's extremely important for you to know. Having a coach, they're going to challenge you. They're also going to bring their expertise to the field and their experience and their knowledge. So you're going to save a lot more time. You're going to learn things so much faster than you could on your own through trial and error. They're also going to possibly be giving you direction, context that they might know, encouraging you to get involved in different areas. Having a coach that really knows what they're doing in business can be one of the greatest assets that you add to your business. Having a coach is a business asset, right? They're like a gold nugget in your back corner, because they will be there and they will really challenge you to move forward. They're not just there to make you happy. They're not just there to tell you what you want to hear. They're also there to challenge you to grow, and challenge you to scare yourself. So that's extremely, extremely important to have a coach. The next thing is, it might sound weird, but one of the biggest things to create an impactful business is to get out of your routines. Get out of some of your routines, do something different. And how do you, when you have great systems in place, great systems actually support you being able to get out of your routine and to try new things, because those systems are going to keep your business on schedule. It's going to have you creating and executing on the tasks, the daily tasks in your business. And when you can walk away from your business at certain times with confidence, knowing that you have these things in place and what needs to be done when, and team members that are taking care of it, you can get out of the routine and you can get creative. You can start to really tap into some of those creative juices that maybe got buried in the beginnings of your business when you were trying to learn everything and trying to put the systems and the structure in place. Getting out of your daily routine is going to inspire that creativity that's within you. Every entrepreneur, even if you don't feel this way, every single entrepreneur is creative. Every single entrepreneur has creative juices in them. And if they didn't, they would not be in their own business, and certainly not be able to make it through the first few years of the business. That creative juice, that desire that is in you, that is natural to you. All human beings have great desires, greater than we are always desiring more and more and more. And so when you put these first things into place that I've suggested, and you start to get out of your routine, you get to be more creative. You get to see different things from different angles and try and have new opportunities. You get to create new opportunities for yourself. If you're willing to try new things, if you're willing to get out of your routine, just imagine how different things could be for you. Because if you're in a routine and you're doing the same thing every day, you could get bored with it. You could get frustrated with it. And when you start to get bored and frustrated, your joy levels are going to go down, and your attraction point is going to go down as well. And then your finances are going to go down. Then your frustration is going to rise. So you see, getting creative, having these systems in place and allowing yourself to play and get creative really is going to add to all of those other things, keeping the clients coming in, keeping the systems going, keeping the team going. It's so, so important. Oh, yeah. Somebody in the chat room says, boredom is a problem for me that I have to keep an eye on. That's so good to know about yourself. So my comment to you is, are you willing to stretch yourself? Are you willing to nearly scare yourself out of your routines and to do something new, so that that boredom will never be present with you again? That's a really good signal. If you start to get bored in your business, ask yourself that question. Have I gotten too comfortable? Have I not allowed myself to stretch and grow? Is now the time for me to stretch myself, to challenge myself? You can challenge yourself in your own business, but having a coach, of course, is going to challenge you, especially when you let them know, I need to be challenged. I need to be stretched. I need you to help me grow so that I can create an impactful business. That is something that you can say with a coach. And if you're looking for a coach who does that on the regular, you can contact me. Actually working with people and stretching them and having them grow and having them really look at what they're creating and how they can be creating something more to really optimize their business and really leverage the assets they've already created. That's something that I love to do. And I love to work with entrepreneurs to do. So if that's something that you would love support on, do email me, Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. We will have a conversation. Let's look and see if that's a match, and let's look at what it is that you really desire. And I'll let you know if that's something that I can work with you to really target and then eventually obtain. So let's get back to our list. Okay, so we've gone through a lot of it so far. The next thing that I want to talk about is claiming your success. Oh my gosh, claiming your success. How many of you, I'm sure that we've all been here, but how many of you have been working, kind of climbing that hill, trying to really get to that space of feeling like you've arrived, but you've got so comfortable and into such a crazy routine with your thoughts about your value. You've got into such a crazy routine of just working. I got to get farther, constantly looking outside of yourself at what other people are doing and comparing yourself, saying, I'm not as good as that person. I'm not as good as that person, right? Not actually looking at the person you should be looking at, yourself, and what you have accomplished, what you have moved through, right? And looking at your own desires. Looking at somebody else is like trying to, drive somebody else's car. You drive your own car. Don't be trying to drive somebody else's car. Be in your own business. Don't try to be in somebody else's business. You're actually robbing yourself, and you're robbing your business and your future clientele if you won't stay in your own business. So you want to be able to learn how to claim your success. You want to be able to look at what you're doing, and you want to be able to claim, I'm going to have success in that area. I am going to succeed. I see that target and I am going for it. Whatever it takes, I'm going to make that happen. And you want to keep going for it. Now, I always say target. Going to give you a little tidbit here. I always say target instead of goal. And the reason I do that is because if you don't hit that goal bang on exactly, we start to often become very depressed. We beat ourselves up. I didn't hit the goal. I failed, right? We automatically go to that conclusion of I failed. That's not true. If you make it a target and you talk about wanting to hit a certain sales or wanting to have a certain number of conversations or wanting to, whatever it is, and you say, this is my target, if you fall just a little bit short or you exceed just a little bit, you have hit your target. You've got to understand that you're growing. You personally are growing as you are desiring to succeed in these areas. So it's not like you already have all the confidence and all the success. It's not like you already have everything that you desire because you are in it. And I would be remiss to say that most companies, most organizations and entrepreneurs are always going to be in it because we constantly have the desire for more. We're always going to be growing ourselves at the same time. Now, I know for some people that can feel very disappointing that you're not going to actually quote unquote arrive and be done, but you don't want to be done. You as a human being have greater and greater desires. So this is going to be something you want to continue to do. This is going to be something you want to continue to pull yourself into. So are you ready to claim your success? Are you ready to say, that is mine? I am having it. Are you ready to be determined about it? Are you ready to write down the steps to it? Are you ready to do what it is that you need to do to get there? Are you ready to hire a coach? Honestly, stop thinking that you can do it on your own. You can't do it on your own, because if you could do it on your own, you would have already done it. Hire a coach to get you there faster. And you know what? When you work with a coach, your world opens up even greater because they can show you new aspects you never even imagined. You never even imagined. This is the greatest thing that a coach does for you, is they show you possibilities you haven't even thought of yet. It's fantastic. All right, we are up to our last commercial of the night. Stick around, my friends. You're listening to Christine McIver on the Inspired Choices show here on the Inspired Choices Network, and we'll be right back.
Many of us make choices based on our past experiences or based on what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join the Inspired Choices show with business optimization expert Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know, but may not choose, that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back. She brings all her expertise to every show. Are you ready to create and live the life you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with business optimization expert Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@InspiredChoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, my friends. Thank you so much for being here tonight. If you're just joining, you got to go back and listen to the whole thing, because one led to the next, that led to the next. We're talking about how to create an impactful business. And there was a comment in the chat room I missed earlier, and I want to bring it to your attention. Karen said, I have come to look at being comfortable, because that's one of the things we were talking about, at being comfortable as being like one of those weighted blankets that are a little too heavy and hard to get out from under it. Oh my gosh. Has anybody else out there ever had one of those weighted blankets on? Like, I know that they have a great use, but they are incredibly heavy and very difficult to get out from under. That is such a great analogy, Karen, that the comfort zone, you can get to the point where you feel like you can't get out of it and you don't know how to get out of it. Comfort is actually something that stops you, that can really slow you down. You maybe want to get to a place of feeling positive about your business. You maybe want to get to a place of feeling that you can claim your success in your business as opposed to feeling comfortable. That is a different way of looking at it, and perhaps different words that would move you in a different direction, because everybody says they want to be comfortable, but I'll challenge you. Do you really want to be comfortable, or do you want to feel cozy? There's a difference, right? Feeling cozy and feeling comfortable is two different things. You want to feel cozy, you want to feel luxurious, you want to feel taken care of, you want to feel special in the world. Those are very different things than feeling comfortable. Comfortable, as Karen says, can be like a weighted blanket. I love that. So next week's show, before I finish out, I want to let you know, next week's show, I'm going to have a really fabulous individual on as my guest. And I don't have too many guests on my show. So next week, we are actually going to have Andrea Adams Miller on, and she's going to be talking to us about how to be a media magnet. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this conversation, because this, of course, can add to how to have an impactful business. So it just leads right in beautifully to next week's show. So I'm excited to have her. I know that you're going to love her and everything that she has done in the world. You're going to be incredibly excited to hear what she has to say. So definitely put that on your calendar for next week. So let's review one more time the things, the actions to take to have an impactful business. Again, we want to make sure that we are operating in joy. We want to make sure that we become an expert in our fields. We want to up our education and up our experience. We want to get those systems in place. Absolutely have those brilliant systems in place so that you can feel supported. You can have that structure and not be operating from reaction, operating definitely from inspiration. You want to get a coach that can support you, somebody that's also going to challenge you to move in the direction of your desires and be willing to up your desires again and again and again. You want to stretch yourself, and those desires are going to help you to stretch yourself. And sometimes you want to even scare yourself, do those things that you don't think you could actually succeed at, but try something new. You might even surprise yourself how brilliant you are at it. Get out of routines, and those systems support that. Get out of the routine so you can get creative and look at things in new ways and try new things. Start to operate from that space of confidence. Do what it takes to grow your confidence. Have that conviction that you are going to be confident in what you are doing so you can be giving that energy of confidence out to the world. You want to then learn to start to claim your success. I'm going to have that no matter what it is. I'm going to have that, and be determined. Have that determination within you that success is available to me. Say that. Success is available to me, and it's available to everyone. It's so very, very important. And the last thing that I want to tell you about is be willing to be different. Be willing to show up in a different way from anyone else. And when you are willing to be different, it's going to scare yourself. It's going to also build that confidence. It's also going to have you grow your desires, because when you are willing to show up and be different possibilities are going to come to you. There's going to be different things that you are going to be attracting. You are going to start to show up differently. And guess what? Your business is going to start to grow and show up differently. When you are willing to be different, when you are willing to be the uniqueness that's within you, the combination of you and your desires and your conviction and the things that you are willing to try and scare yourself with, when you are willing to do that, you're going to create an impactful business, and you're going to create an impactful presence in the world. And isn't that what we all desire? To create an impact and, of course, leave a legacy. My friends, creating an impactful business is about creating you as an impactful person and contributing everything that you're willing to do to your business. And your business, the energy of your business is going to come in, and it's going to mesh with you in such a beautiful way. Your business is here to support you. Remember, I've always said this: your business came to you so that it could come through you. When you are willing to really expand yourself, your business is going to do whatever it takes to support you. But you've got to have the confidence. You've got to operate from that vision that you have of success. You've got to be willing to do what it takes, and to have some faith in yourself, belief in yourself that you can do it. If it's on your heart, know it's already done. The only space in between is you saying yes and choosing it. That's it. If it is on your heart, it's already done. It's already available to you. So, my friends, as I said earlier, if you're someone that wanted to bring their voice to the world, if you're someone that really wants to make an impact, I would love for you to reach out to me. And if you're someone that is looking for a business coach that's going to stretch you, challenge you, and show you how to feel confidence in yourself and grow your success, I would love you to reach out to me as well. So either case, you can email me, Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. We'll have a conversation. We'll see what we can create together and what we can do to really change things for you in your life and in your business. Why not reach for the stars, my friend? We've got one life in this body. Why not make it the absolute best and have so much joy? Until next week, remember, you can always make another
Thank
choice.
you for choosing to listen to Inspired Choices Show. Christine McIver will return next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, be willing to choose what you really desire. This is your life, making the choices that bring you all that you desire.